Okay, distinguished chairman, respected scholars, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ibrahim Hanas Akinola, an undergraduate student from the Faculty of Islamic Studies, University Islam and Tarabansa, Tuanku Sayyid Sirajuddin, here in Malaysia. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So inshallah today, I would be presenting a paper titled Hibah. Hibah has a tool for wealth transfer within Islamic family business. Hibah has a tool for wealth transfer within Islamic business. A strategic solution for succession planning and business continuity. Inshallah, as we all would be looking at the paper today, inshallah, the paper examines how Islamic wealth is being transferred mechanism and can be aligned with modern business continuity needs. So the problem context here is family business dominates global economy, yet research shows that most fail during intergenerational succession. So which has been a very big issue to the economy. Looking at the 70% of world GDP and employing more than half of the global workforce. So it's something that needs to be looked into, which is the problem context. So in the Islamic context, this challenge is intensified by the application of fara'id, and which, while divine mandated, often leads to what fragmentations of business ownership, dilution of controls, and operational instability. This result is that variable enterprises collapse, not due to poor performance, but due to what inheritance structure. When the inheritance structure is not really followed and well aligned with, this happens to, we have to have a cause of what poor performance. So IBA as a strategic, we have here IBA as a strategic solution to give us a solution to this problem contest. We have this particular paper here argues that Hibah, the lifetime transfer of ownership without consideration, it provides a Sharia compliant and perseverant solution. If we are going to use the Sharia compliant perspective solution, which is the definition of it's a voluntary transfer of ownership from a donor to a donee without consideration during the donor's lifetime. So when we talk about IVA, it's something that is being done voluntarily when the person is alive. So we using the Sharia compliant perspective to bring a solution here. We have the IBA allows business owner to remove strategic assets from the post-mortem distribution, ensuring continuity while remaining within Islamic legal principle, which is Sharia. Rather than replacing Fara'id, IBA compliant is by planning ahead and preventing economic harm. So the strategic role that we have here, and also complying with fiqh al-mu'amalat, that's the Islamic commercial jurisprudence and sunnah, which gives the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which I have here written, says, give gifts and you will love one another. So giving of gifts to each other, it makes you to love one another. This is the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, trying to imply that as a solution into the IBA we have here. And also we have the jurisprudence foundation, which are the classical that establish three conditions for a valid IBA. Three conditions for a valid IBA. Number one, and the first one is offer and acceptance. Offer and acceptance. Secondly, the subject of the matter. And thirdly, the possession. Now, the first one is clear intention of the donor to give, the donee to accept. For example, I'm the donor and I have a child or I have a brother, which is the donee. The intention of what? Giving. Now, the subject of the matter is the asset must be what? In existence. legally owned by me. For example, the asset is a car legally owned by me and capable of being transferred to the what? To the donee, my child or my brother. And then the possession rather, the donor must what? Relinquish the possession. Donee must take actual or constructive possession of it. In modern business context, the possession requires formal legal transfer, such as registration of shares, which I have to do. Without this, Hibah remains legally and Sharia defective. Then I move to the innovation, which is the modern application. Hibah Amana, that's trust Hibah. Here we have to address the complicity of the corporate assets. Contemporary practice has developed Hibah Amana, which is trust Hibah. As we want to, it combines the Islamic concept of Hibah, gift, with civil law concept of what? Trust Amana. Represent the Islamization of the English trust, a significant derivation and practice advance, which we can find in the book titled article of 2023 Abdullah. And also the donor gift the assets to a trustee. Amana, we have an example. We have Amana Raya Bahadi in Malaysia. And also the trustee holds and manages the assets for the benefit of the designated beneficiary. So this structure allows the shares to be transferred to a trustee while the donor retain management control during their lifetime. The possession is being transferred to the trustee while the person which is the donor, is still alive, and it manages the what the control. Upon death, succession occurs automatically, avoiding probate delays, asset freezes, and intentional disputes. Upon the death of the donor, the succession occurs instantly. So all through classical scholars were they were very, very, very conscious of conditional Hibah. Contemporary jurists justify its maslaha ground provided ownership transfer in rules and documented. So ring fencing the business asset, the business owners transfer shares to a trustee company legal owner while retaining beneficiary use, operational control until death. Upon the owner person, the trustee distributes shares to designated family members according to the trust deed, bypassing lengthy probate and ensuring seamless business continuity, avoiding a bankruptcy and anything that can hinder the issue in future. Now I go to the next one, which is managing control and phased succession. The conditional Hibah debate, which is classical view and contemporary view. When we say classical view, the first one is what? Traditional fake schools hold that Hibah must be absolute and unconditional upon fulfillment. It has to be what? Absolute and unconditional. Skepticism towards condition that delays ownership transfer or allow the donor to retain beneficial interest. Also, concern may cumulatively by distinguish a testamentary disposition as a lifetime gift. Now going to the contemporary view, modern scholars adopt a more accommodating stance based on the maslaha, public interest. Also, business continuity necessity justify conditional Hibah. Donor retain unfrustrated maslaha while legal ownership milk is irrevocably transferred to the trustee, which I can say in my own summary is that it preserves unity of ownership and business stability, and which is the main reason why I'm putting this paper forward, just to bring more solution to contemporary and classical issues regarding Hibah. Secondly, it prevents family dispute. It prevents the fight. It prevents the havoc. It prevents issues in future by what? Eliminating some ambiguous fights in future. Thirdly, it ensures that Sharia compliance while supporting economic sustainability. So it ensures and encourages Sharia's rules and regulation. It brings in Islamic thing like jurisdiction like Malaysia and Indonesia, Hibah is what increasingly recognized as a solution to the problem of freezing assets. I move to the next one, which is perspective measures against conflict, family disputes, addressing frozen assets. Like I said, we have here on the Malaysian context and the Indonesian context, high volume of frozen assets is a result of unresolved inheritance issue. Hibah ensures immediate liquidity and availability of funds, preventing the business from being crippled by asset freezers. Here in Malaysia, we have it, which has been a work in progress. And also in Indonesia, we have Hibah is explored as a what mechanism to reevaluate inheritance distribution, reevaluate inheritance distribution and mitigate family conflicts, suggesting its formal integration into what into Islamic family law mechanism, dispute resolution. So without much ado and much talks, I go to my conclusion. And before I go to my conclusion, my recommendation from this paper is that my recommendation for effective implementation, number one, to formalize documentation, use a clear legal binding deed of Hibah and register it with authority to satisfy, cover, and withstand legal challenges. Number two, to adopt Hibah Amana, which is the trustee for complex assets, utilize licensed trustee companies for professional management and legal certainty. Also, integrate with corporate governance, align with Hibah strategic with companies, constitutions, shareholders, arrangements, agreements for seamless transaction or transition. Also, to enhance public awareness, intensify educational campaigns, especially for Muslim entrepreneurs, for the what and the public Hibah as a what strategic tool. Also, number five, which is the last one, is standardized legal framework. Jurisdiction must work towards harmonization and standardization to reduce uncertainty surrounding conditional Hibah and Hibah Amana in dual legal system. So I go to my conclusion in final is that a central mechanism. Hibah is a central strategic mechanism for Islamic business continuity binding gap between religious and mandates. Hibah should be what understood not merely as what a charitable act, but also as a what strategic Islamic governance tool. When properly structured, particularly through Hibah Amana, it reconciles religious obligation with modern economic realities and safeguards family business across generation without having a business being held or being freeze. It fulfills religion obligation, ensures economic sustainability. Because, like I said, the first one, research shows that 70% of business owned by GDP is family. So when we can prevent all these issues, it will help the economy. So I believe with this paper of mine being pushed in front of you, I believe Hibah can still be recognized and implemented, and a well-executed strategy is essential for what the longevity of Islamic family business. It is a powerful tool, if you believe me, that, and it would enable Muslim entrepreneurs to fulfill their religious obligation while stimulously securing their economic legacy and ensuring the prosperity of their enterprises for future generation. And thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Jazakumullah khair, and I welcome your questions on my paper. Assalamu alaikum.